All right, let's see if we are up and running, and then we'll do some artwork this morning. Hey folks, how you doing? Give me a second here to get my stuff all geared up. If you're new, you can skip ahead like a minute or two. If you're new, you can skip ahead like a minute or two. If you're new, yeah, okay, that sounds pretty good. Drop that down. We're going to grab our link. We're going to do some social media posting here real quick before we actually get fired up. So like I said, if you're new to the channel, you are most welcome to skip ahead like a minute or two, and then we'll get into the thick of it. But for those of you that are stuck here in space time with me in the here now, hey, my name is Theurgy. What's up? I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish online, and I have been DMing Dungeons and Dragons since 1987. I've been, I've been a freelance illustrator since 1999. I've been using the Eberron campaign setting since 2006, and I've been creating content for 5th edition, publishing on the DMsGuild since 2017. So that's my quick bio. There's a lot of links in the description down below to different books that I've already created, but I have not yet made an actual adventure. So that's what we're in the process of doing, publishing my first adventure, and it's called, as you can see here on the screen, Crystals of Mabar. We made this cover around episode 40. You can check that out. But if you do, then you'll find. Let's see. What's the words? What am I trying to say here? Yeah. Okay, great. So yeah, Crystals of Mabar, 4 to 5 characters, level 7 to 8. Fighting undead and necromancers in the Carnwood of Carnath on the continent of Corvair, and let's see, that's all that stuff. So let me fix my screen here real quick, and we'll get into it. You can follow me on the X Twitter platform here at Theurgy if you're interested in seeing when I'm live. Take a look at all the different illustrations that I do, and blah. There you go. Here on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications of when I am live in the future. This is episode 323. The full stream is here. Like I said, this book cover was created around episode 40. You can check that out. And here's a bunch of books that I made. So God bless anyone that's interested in taking a look at this stuff. And if you buy it, you're basically saying, Phil, make more. So I will. All right. So yeah, we are doing Townfolk. For the initial little thorp called Peace that the team finds their way into at the start of the adventure. I'm feeling like this hair is just a little too jank, so I'm wanting to bring it in a bit. What happens if I just... And it's feeling a little less janky. Yeah, I think we feel better about that. How about this? Oh, that is better. All right, let's leave that like that, and then we'll go over here, and I want to grab this highlight here and bolster some of this garment folding. There. So we're going to work on that for a few moments. And then we'll drop into the other NPCs and start building those out. There's that, and then I wanted to come down to here and just highlight on that just a little bit more. that's looking better. There we go. That feels pretty good. Duplicate that layer. Merge. Down. Merge down. Squeeze that in there. I just wanted to smooth out that musculature a little bit. There. Yeah, that feels better. Cool. Okay, leave like that, and let's zoom in real quick here. No, that did not work. Let's try that instead. Much better. All right, we're going to call that done. And we come on back to the Axeman. We're going to drop this down. We're going to do we're going to redo the ink on here real quick before moving on to colorizing it. It's just color fill. You don't have to call it colorize. I don't know why I do that. Fancy up the word. Do like that here and then here. I don't want the fabric floating on the skin, you know, but let's do like that. Thick there. And then we'll fix that a little bit. Hey, Rel, how you doing? How you been, my guy? here. Sleepy all day. It's raining here in Seattle, so we're having a really sleepy day too so far. I have the day off actually, so I'm going to be. I have dental stuff being done today, so I can stick around. I don't have to end abruptly at 8 o'clock, but we'll see if I have a natural stopping point. So the way that my day is going to get spent is I'm going to stream here for a while. Then by 9 o'clock I want to get onto the bus, so I'll have to bounce out of here. If I stay on late, it'll be until like 8:30, so it's not gonna be like super late. Then I'm gonna get on the bus, go catch the dentist. I can have that potentially done and back in the saddle here, like maybe by 11. No, that's not right. Probably 1 o'clock, because I wanted to run around and do some grocery stuff. So I could potentially be back online as soon as 1 o'clock, but I think I take the day off when I do doctor or dental stuff. So let's see. I think what I'll do is hop on probably like at 2 o'clock in Seattle time. It's like 7 o'clock here now. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock in Seattle. So in about 7 hours, around 2 o'clock, I'll jump back on. I'll keep working on martial powers to update the fighter subclasses, and blurp 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 like that. And I'll do that for a few hours, and then I'll bounce out, keep doing some layouts, and probably come back on around, I don't know, maybe I won't be back on later on tonight. Maybe I'll just do the lunchtime. I'll be doing lunch stream tomorrow for martial powers as well. It's just since we aren't playtesting currently, I have my Sundays back, but we're not gaming. My home table isn't gaming until Wednesday, which means that my Tuesday lunch is open, so I can do that tomorrow. But since I took the day off today, that means that my Monday lunch is also open. So I have a lot of opportunity to stream. Basically what it comes down to. There, like that. That's good angle. Stop. Hey, no luck needed. Well, actually, there is. It's they'll tell me if I'm doing a good job or not. It's gum disease is an issue for me, so I need to be diligent with my brushing and floss, and I have a haphazard history with floss. So we'll see. If they scold me, I'll just try better. It won't cost me everything this time. Go. Yeah, because I take the day off, I enjoy doing doctor stuff. It's an opportunity for me to disconnect for a day, get some vacation time in, and take care of myself. There's that. There. there. That. I want to chumly look to this guy, so I'm giving him that little. I don't think a double lip is necessary. I think I can probably just get by with a single tag like that. There we go. Ears. There we go. Jink that a bit. And there we go. That's, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. There, good. Yeah, so far so good. Hey, yeah, it is. I picked mine up. Well, I got the D&D Beyond copy on the 17th. So I've been going through the handbook to update the mechanics for all the classes using the power system. I'll also be getting into the Color Mana Spell Point variant rules sooner than later. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight on Monday. I'll work martial powers at lunch, and then tonight maybe we'll come back and start working on the Warlock. That sounds like a worthy goal. That's and then here. There, and then here. I see your text. I'll catch up with you in a second. There. Yeah, so far so good. Hey, 20-minute timer. Let's keep kicking. Duplicate that layer. We'll call it BW. We'll drop that out of view. This will be trash. Duplicate the trash file. We'll merge that down and we'll call it texture. We'll call this bdub. We'll conceal the texture for now in the trash, and we'll start layering color. What's up? Hey, Mr. Fantastic. So far, stream is good today, my guys. We are doing peasant sketch art. for the Eberron Adventure. Here's the sheriff that we created, or the constable, rather, the local constable. Here's the mayor that we just created. And we have a few villagers already. Here's a very simple structure. Very simple. And then here's a very simple villager. And then here's line art, line art, line art, line art, and that's what we're working on right now. So here, what I want to do is, let's see, let's grab, I just want to, that arm is too thick and floofy. Hold on. Muscle was a little just too bulged for the angle. Here. That feels better. Yeah, so we'll do some more fighter martial powers today at lunchtime. It'll be a late lunch because of the dentist, so it'll be 2 o'clock, and we'll probably do that for a couple hours, and then we'll bounce off, and then we'll come back on later on tonight, and we'll start work on updating the Spell Point Sorcerer document. We'll take a look at what changes they made for the Warlock in the Player's Handbook in 2024, and if we need to make any changes to the Warlock book, we will start documenting those changes and updating accordingly. And once we have all that knocked down, we'll be able to reload it into DMsGuild and update the description, the product description, to say this is now compliant with 2024. Have at it. And once we finish the sorcerer, once we finish the Warlock. Because it's quicker and easy, we'll start there, and then we'll probably, I guess we can just start in on Knights and Tricksters, updating that document, because we have a book for Eldritch Knight and Arcane Tricksters using the color mana system specifically for those two subclasses because of the martial magic blend that they have. I don't need collarbones showing through the fabric. I can have indication of it with texture here-ish, which means I need to bring up these shoulders to thicken in for where the arm frame is at, which means I need to bring this. There we go. I can drop this down here. I have a scapula going across like that, and a clavicle, sorry. Scapula's in the back. There. Better posture. Here. I don't know. Maybe updating the color mana list. I'm sorry, the spell list might be the most productive first step in revising the color mana system for the 2024 mechanics. That might actually be the most productive thing to do. I'm having a little bit of an issue here, aren't I? It's getting a little complicated with the line, with the amount of language that we're putting in lines here. It's making this area a little bit more complex than what it was previously here. that's good. And then like that. Thing about villagers, NPCs, you don't want them to be too interesting. They need to be aesthetically pleasing enough that your players are willing to look at them, but you don't in any way want them to steal the show, unless they are, you know, if the team is shopping for a mascot to hire, you know, to adopt. Or if it's an NPC that has some sort of significant value to the team's current goals. And in those two cases, then you want them to be interesting and memorable. First off, the team mascot, it needs to be something that they think is cute or quirky and slight comedic value as a tension, as a means to ease tension. That's generally what a mascot is for. And for NPCs that hold plot hooks, you want them to be memorable enough so that they remember that there's a plot point associated with them for the team to reconnect with. So those are the only two reasons to make an NPC memorable. The less memorable you can make the rest of your NPCs, the better, honestly. So they just melt into the tapestry of the game and don't create any unintended connections. Like, you really don't want the team obsessing over a cabbage merchant unless they plan on adopting that cabbage merchant as their companion, or the cabbage merchant is a quest giver. You know, conforming to the two first conditions of making a memorable NPC. Otherwise, you want your NPCs to be plausible but utterly forgettable. If they describe your NPCs as that guy who told us blank, or that one dude who was in such and such, there's already almost too much value in that description. Like, they should be using flashback terms that don't even associate with a person at all. It's like, didn't we learn that, or we were told that such and such, blah de blah. Oh yeah, who told us that? It's like, I don't remember. Okay, is this because they're fishing for more information, or because they want to know who that NPC was? In this instance, it's they're fishing for more information. Them saying, I don't know, who was that guy, is a way of them saying maybe there was more information there and we should go find who that person was. In which case, they now have upgraded as a point of interest for the players. They've indicated they want to know more from that person specifically, because they're hitting a roadblock. It's just subtle language, but it's what they say while they're saying it, you know? Like, they're saying what they're actually saying, but they're also telling you, if you listen to that inside space, they're telling you what they're missing, or why it is that they're trying to do it. And sometimes as a DM, if you just flat out ask them, like, why do you want to go back and look at that guy? Sometimes they'll be like, well, we're concerned that he has more information. The DM shouldn't be like, no, he doesn't have any more information. Keep moving forward. You're on the right path. It's let them go back and adopt that dude if they want to, or get more rumors from that location, so that they feel more locked into the setting. The more they can start referencing events, individuals, and locations inside of the adventure, the more the narrative of that world locks in for who those for that particular team. There, that looks better. I needed a little bit more structure inside of there. Now that I'm happy with that, we can duplicate that, pull it up into the black and white there. Now we can go fetch colors for our peasant. So let's go with medieval peasant garb. Rip Ranger in the new book, right? Well, you know. Apparently they reduced the maybe that's a really good, that's not horrible. Let's see if that image got copied. Yes, it did. Cool, so let's bring that up here to the top. Reference. Yeah, it's I'm not a fan of concentration on Hunter's Mark. I'm fine with it just being like a class feature in general, which is how I've treated it in the martial powers redesign that we've been doing. Yeah, what up, bro? Let's grab that. I'm just gonna block this in. Super simple stuff. Nothing really complex going on here, so I don't need to really belabor it. I just need to get some color in, add some decent lighting, blend in the line art, and we move on to the next one. So it is 7:13 now. We should definitely get this guy done and potentially line up the next one. But we're about so there's 95 pages in the book for this adventure, and I've been working backwards forward from page 95 to 1, and I'm currently in page 75. So the last 25 pages are essentially done, and I say quote unquote essentially. Because there's some monster stat blocks and NPC stat blocks, and I'm not 100% sure on how they're supposed to be looking, but they fit on the pages. So there's at least that, but that's like five of the 25 pages I've done are technically now. Oh, is it page? Am I actually down to page 65? Anyway, the monsters appendix is organized, but it's not using the proper layout yet. So we'll be getting to that soon enough. We've almost finished all the magic items. We finished all the alternate plot hooks. Once we finish, appendix 3 is alternate plot hooks. Appendix 2 is new items and oddities, which is essentially done. Actually, we need to just update the ritual, the language of the ritual description, and then that'll be good to go. We're going to leave the monster stat blocks as they are in Appendix 1 for now. At least they're organized, if not finalized, because I know that there was a change in format, and I'm not familiar with the format change enough yet for me to move forward, though I will be spending time with the player's handbook today, just studying the new document, getting up to speed with it, and let's grab that as a midtone. That and across here like this. Easy textures, very simple form. Reference. Let's go grab some whitish midtone. That's got some depth to it. I like that. I see it's kind of got a sharp redness to it. I didn't expect that, but I like it. It's a very dark color overall. So we'll be using a brighter highlight. I like it. I'm good with this. Obviously, we got some slop on the shirt here we'll need to erase. We'll get to that next. Just want to finish blocking this in first. Then we'll highlight the hell out of it. And then we'll do the axe. Let's get rid of the excess line, the excess color here. There, fix all that. There. This guy's great. Let's go fetch some hair. Nordic by nature. Shirt. Hair. Huh. Okay, there we go. There's a purple bit there. I was doing a color check here because it was starting to feel a little wonky. Huh. Alright, well, I mean, it is what it is. We'll go with it. The skin and the hair are very similar in color, in hue and value. So I'll have to lean into the highlights again over here too. Interesting. It doesn't seem like there's a filter on that, like some sort of like red filter. It seems legit. Just I haven't ran across this color combination before, so I immediately question it. We'll see. There. Better. There, good enough. And let's go fetch hand axe. Hand axe. Hatchet. That's what we actually want. There we go. No, I want a hatchet. Hey, timely timer. Image. Did not work. Let's all right, then let's just screenshot it. There. I feel like I'm being neglectful. Hold on. Transform. Drop this down. There we go. What have I been missing? Boots of questionable stealth. I honestly, I've been rebuilding the Ranger myself for over a year now, so it's like I've got opinions about what the Ranger can be, and what WotC came up with for 2024 is not that. So, but I mean, everyone's opinion is going to vary. You know, everyone's got their own version of Ranger. It's like a rite of passage in 5e design to recreate the Ranger for yourself. There. So it's never you did the Ranger the right way. It's like that is an interesting way you did the Ranger. And at this point, Wizards is no better than Homebrew for the Ranger. So I think the player's handbook kind of damaged their reputation. Like it's how important is the decisions that they make in design work? Not very. They provide a direction. They provide a design direction to head, but it's not like they're really leading the pack on good 5e design. There's that, and I need to trim that to there. That feels good. Let's fix this axe blade. Not that I'm disparaging them per se. I like the game. It just happens to be stewarded by WotC right now. So what they decide to do with the IP is technically truth because they own it. So I want to keep in mind what it is that they're attempting to do with the game for as long as I want to remain lockstep with it. Gray. Let's go with that. But I'll finish my time with WotC IP eventually, whether I'll leave 5e or not. And like I'll probably always be doing WotC IP stuff because Magic the Gathering and the Color Mana system and my love for Ravnica in particular. But Strixhaven's pretty cool too. I want them to come up with more MTG settings so that designers can do more official stuff with it. But I don't know if that's in the cards or not, so I gotta act accordingly. So I'll probably just finish out what the different projects I have and then reassess if I want to stay inside the DMsGuild or start prioritizing external projects. I don't need to get too far ahead of myself because I'm still building these books. So cheers to that. Black and white, that looks good. I can drop the black and white down a bit. All right, so now we have the base for these things. We can start layering in the actual color. So I'm going to go back to reference here for the skin and start pulling highlights on that. Let's get the axe out of the way for the time being. So we have a highlight here and a deeper shadow. Right. Come on, baby. Right there. Highlight, shadow. There we go. Yeah, I've got this vocal fry going on, like this lazy tone. It's I know I get that way when I didn't get enough sleep, and I feel rested. Yeah. Well, yeah, but Theros doesn't lean nearly as far into like there's no mechanics in the game itself that says anything about color, and other than Theros having 15 gods, 5 primary color gods, and then 10 dual color gods, there's not much going on with color identity inside of Theros itself that I've ever seen. It really is kind of more about the gods and the relationship, like their personalities, than anything color driven specifically. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've misread it. But of like literally all of the MTG settings, it seems like color matters the least. And in that sense, like Theros could literally be just D&D magic, like the 8 schools of magic and normal spell slots, and it would just be, you know, a mythic Greek setting, and it wouldn't really suffer for it. The land god owes one of my characters money. I think the most interesting thing about Theros from an MTG to from a conversion point is the fact that the gods are enchantment cards, enchantment creature cards, that they become real when you have enough creatures devoted to their color present on the battlefield. That is a mechanic that I think is very interesting, and would be willing to explore further, because of like, it becomes a from my perspective, that would be a summon spell that summons an aspect of your god, and it would be a spell that could scale. Since you gain domain in 3rd level, it'd be, I guess, a 2nd level to 10th level spell, and may as well do it from 1 to 10. No reason not to, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how powerful are you manifesting your god to assist you? And they would basically become a summoned ally, much like summon Nature's Allies that they had in 2015, like summoning summon Fae. It was a summon Fae spell, and basically you could summon, you know, a Fae of certain CR, and it had abilities and stuff that it could help you with the party and stuff. And I would imagine an enchantment god effect from Theros to be similar, like. I can summon, like I could spend 4 mana and summon a third level version of Thalia, or I could spend 7 mana and have a 7th level version of Thalia, attending to assisting the party, and the size of the god would change depending on how much mana you use, and like the CR scale of its threats and its boons and spellcasting abilities. These things would all scale with however much mana you're dumping in to sustain the god's presence. And while it does, you have like this basically sidekick working with your party. But I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still sussing through how they've changed allies and stuff for 2024. And obviously I want to get the actual color mechanics done first. But that's what I would have planned for the enchantment god idea for Theros. The end. Thank you for joining my TED Talk. There. That feels good. Grab some highlights here. Do like that. There. Good. And here. And some highlights here. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Come back on 2 o'clock, work on the Martial Powers Fighter for a little bit, log out. Come back around 7 o'clock or so, and work on the updated Warlock. And then tomorrow we'll come back in and keep working on more tokens like this. Lunch tomorrow we'll probably be working on the Rogue. There we go, that feels good. Yeah. A little more highlight to line up to match the face. Not bad. Feels pretty good. I like the lighting on that. Good, decent anatomy. It's not fantastic, but it's decent. Got the horseshoe in there. Good. And then we get and then we start playing the line art. This will smooth out a lot too. Too much. There you go. That place. Like that. Yeah, okay, we're good. Sorry, just had to do a gut check there real quick. Come on, buddy. G, there we go. That's going to be here. So let's go back to our reference. Do the dark first. Like that. Highlights. push those up a bit. Scraggly bits. Good enough for now. That's the hair layer, that's skin, and now we're looking at axe. Layer there. Let's go back in here and here. Dark axe, light axe. For now. Light axe with dark axe along the edges here. Let's work that in. That. Decent. And the highlight layer for the blade. We have dirtiness down here, and then we have lightness here. That should work. And then again, we'll be blending the line art into this once we finish the shading. So that feels decent just like that. Stitch that shut. And then we'll have the here is shirt. So we'll add some lighting to that from the shirt. So we'll go back to the reference here. We conceal the axe. Drop that back in. Drop it into here. Grab that shadow. Grab that highlight. Like that. We have shadows and highlights here. So we'll start working those. Like that. Let's work this into the fabric. Like that. We're just working with the contours of where we think the body is when we're smudging this in. Like that. Here. Real simple. Thank you. Blend that in. There you go. Nice and smooth. Yep, the vocal fry and the blank stares come out when I'm tired. So apparently I didn't get good enough sleep last night. It's impacting my day. So maybe I'll need to take a nap. at some point. I'm going to be streaming a lot today, and if I'm going to get the stairs, then I need to make sure I'm going to be in decent physical condition to be online for multiple hours today. That, and then there, and then we got our highlighting that we're bringing in here. Marks down. Blend those together and just wash it out a little bit. Cool. And then pants. P-A-N-T-S. There we go. Pants. Barb. Go back to our reference here. Don't seem to have a lot of highlight going on here. So probably just the gray tone. Seems to be all it really is. We're gonna get a little bit of a blue bend. I'm gonna work that into the fabric. There. There, that seems to be working pretty good. Yeah, good enough. What's left? Belt. We'll probably end up adding some texture to this guy, but let's get all the basics taken care of first. Belt. Dark and then light here. Light. Dark bits there, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, subtle. Cool, okay, great. So there's all of that, and now we'll add in texture. And the actual black and white line art itself. I'm going to drop that down like that. And now we're going to color. And we'll call this color as well. They're going to duplicate this group. Color. Drop that into the trash. Wait. Yeah, drop this into the trash. Black and white is fine, but unnecessary right now. We can now wait for it. Okay, so this entire thing is backed up, right? Yeah, entire thing's backed up. Okay, cool. So I can afford to merge this group. And now I can do cleanup around the exterior of it. And then we'll blend. Woof. Let's do it right. Good. I'll bring that in a bit. Feels pretty good. I'll go inside this space here and trim that down a touch. Good. And here. Here. Da-da-da-da. Yeah. Sorry if I'm off today. I feel like I'm off, and that always makes me feel bad. I gotta show up and put in the work. So I'll stream whenever I can, regardless of what kind of a mood I'm in. But I feel bad if it's not, you know, peak Phil entertainment. There. All that. Get rid of that. We'll come back through and we'll fix that. Fix that. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm gonna show with what I got and put in the work. And if this connects with people, then awesome. I'm finding my people. If not, then there'll be another day. That feels pretty good. Let's go down here. Fix this. All the sketch and stuff, I use this texture underlaying here to add in additional, just additional line information, without necessarily having any real. It's just added points of interest, added grit. Now I want to work that line in, work all this stuff in. Just straighten this all away, make it feel natural, semi-realism. Oops, that's starting to feel good. There, just work that in. Work that shadow in. That looks nice. What's up? Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Very kind. Living up to your name, Mr. Fantastic. That works. Smooth out that line art inside there. Use this as like creases and folds here. See, that just naturally just kind of falls into place. It feels better. Smooth this in here. Yeah, that's working. And then here, let's blend this in a little bit more. That feels pretty good. I'm gonna blend this all in here. There. Not bad. It's okay. Break frame like that. About here. There. So, do you feel the Radiant Citadel will make a comeback as a full sentence? No. No. God, no. Absolutely not. If you have some sort of evidence that would infer that may be true, then I'm willing to listen to it. But left to my own intuition, I don't think they're ever going to touch Radiant Citadel again. Sad crying. You're gonna have to make it live then, man. You have to build a campaign and breathe life into it so it's not forgotten. It's up to you, Ralph. You must save the Radiant Citadel from obscurity. This is pretty meh. This is a meh token. At this point I feel like I'm polishing a turd. But I'm also not overly concerned because, again, it is just a throwaway NPC. Like a random lumberjack, right? Cheers. But I am okay with it. Everything about it's okay. It's just nothing about it is excellent. But that's kind of the philosophy that we went in when we were designing tokens, of making sure they're not, you know, too notable. These are very not notable. So in that sense, I guess we're really just killing it. I see more text. Hold on. I acknowledge you, Rel. What's up? Oh, hey, what's up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Uchi! Hey, what's up? Yep, we're live today. Live and direct. Live and direct, y'all. Glad to have your interest. Honestly, I think the hair's turning out pretty good. Even if the rest of the piece is only so-so. It's that hair is good. And he's got this neat little micro expression going on. I'm pretty hip with that. I want to lighten that skin tone, those lips up a little bit to match up the skin tone a little bit better. This isn't bad. It's got some redeeming qualities to it. There we go. Where are we at? 8 o'clock? Yeah, I'm gonna be. I'll be live. I actually have today off of my day job, so I am live for a little bit longer, and it'll only take a little bit longer for me to finish this token. So that's all gonna work out. I've got another half hour ish that I can play online today. Then I'll be back on to, later on today. It's 8 o'clock here in Seattle. I'll be back on in 6 hours to continue working on the martial power system, converting Fighter 2024 into the new paradigm. Hey, that's my 20-minute timer, making sure I'm staying on track. I am very much on track today. And then we'll be back tonight at in about 11 hours. We'll be back on looking at the 2024 changes to Warlock for us to update the Point Warlocks supplement that we have on DMsGuild. Make sure it's compliant with 2024. It should be fine. I don't anticipate any major difficulties, but I do want to go in and chew on it a bit to make sure it is compliant. Curve that out. Add that in. There, that feels pretty good. So far, so good. Lips too dark, maybe? Yeah, maybe. There, yeah, I bet that'll be good now. I like how his eyes. I like how his eyes are doing. I do want to add a little bit of color into there, or a little bit of dark. Good enough. That's where I want to. Yeah. Just like that. And blend, 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 blend. Half. There we go. Here on the forearm, flashes out. Then on the handle, I see more text. Hold on, I'll catch up with you in a second. Here. You have a confession? This is like watching ASMR type stuff? Yeah. It kind of is. It's very low. I don't even know the proper term for it. But yeah, the scratching of the pad as I write, and then the quiet tapping of the keys. I see what you're saying, my guy. How could you rate 5/5 from a player's perspective now that the player's handbook is out? Well, I mean, I'm a forever DM, and I haven't actually started playing it yet. Hence us doing the play testing. But I would say, upon looking at it, it's got more going on, but it's not so complicated that you're going to be bucking anybody. Like if they bounced off of the people aren't going to bounce off of 2024 any harder than they would 2014. It's not so much more mechanically complicated that it's just like, this has gone too far, I can no longer grok this. It's not like that. It's just a little added. It's that I guess for lack of a better word, they put a little pepper on it, you know. Weapon masteries being basically weapon cantrips doesn't increase the complexity of the game. It just puts you on basically where spellcasters are at with cantrips, essentially. Having ways of manipulating enemies' action economy or buffing things. The weapon masteries hasn't really added complexity beyond that. The weapon switching and the nick mixing with like cleave, for instance, for you to be able to like add like a third having what am I trying to say? Like being able to use an action to attack and then nick and then switch to another weapon to hit and then cleave for an extra, so that's going to be like at 5th level. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 attacks that you're getting, potentially 5. No, you only nick once per round. So there are some baked in limits, and there is some jankiness to it that I'm going to have to get used to. But I don't think there's anything particularly broken about 2024. I don't think there's anything particularly inspired by it either. It did create more options for martial characters to do more stuff, and it seems they added in a little bit of more bells and whistles for casters, but casters are still just going to cast. I mean, it's mainly what they're always. It's what they do, you know. It's casters cast, so I don't anticipate them doing anything very differently in that sense. But characters have more to do, and they kind of have more resources to do it. They get to be like up and active more often. So I think players in general are going to read 2024 as a victory because it gives them more power. Even if the power isn't healthy, it's still going to be received well.
by the players. The DM's hard to say at this point. The players seem the characters seem to be able to do more melee damage, which is fine. But we don't know what kind of guidance that Wizards is going to be providing for, like, here's how you should be considering balancing the counters from here forward. Like, we won't get that till, like, what, February? Well, we might get into the player's handbook in November, but I would assume, like, all the real hardcore information about, like, here's how you do monsters to be in the monster manual, not the DMG. So I think I don't think we're gonna have the full. We really won't have the full picture until the player's handbook comes out. Quite frankly, that seems to be a pretty intuitive statement to make, but I'm just, you know, being Captain Obvious here. I think we have enough guidance to move forward. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I really don't care. It is, you know, it is what it is. We'll figure out what the new balance point is, and we'll you know, we'll balance from there. Yeah, that feels good. Do that, and then we'll curve that in like that. There. That actually feels pretty legit. I feel like I can increase it up and better the texture that's going on here. So I'm going to add in some lines like this real quick and scratch those in. It's on a separate layer, but yeah, that immediately starts to feel better. My coffee pot is sighing at me like, "What are you doing, dude?" You're right. I need to take another sip of coffee, coffee maker. Thank you for that. Refreshment. That makes me sad because I wanted this new edition to be much more close to 3E, 3.5 in terms of the amount of rules it has. I mean, you can always add complexity. I like the I like the deck building aspect of creating characters in 3E more than 5E because the prestige class multi-classing system is stronger than the subclass system that they've introduced for 5E. The subclass replaces prestige classes basically to simplify, honestly, the amount of development work that they need to do around making sure prestige classes work properly in all combinations. By siloing subclasses into a class, then you can guarantee that you are reducing the amount of points of breaking between the classes because they have less opportunities to cross over. Prestige classes really was all about, like, how can I find the resources or the options my character needs to be able to access this crazy class faster with this class combination I have in mind, right? Like, it's the perfect card for me to make my deck go infinite. Like, I want that. You know, it's just like, that's not good. That's fun. That's fun design, but it's not necessarily good gaming. So like 3E, so to that sense, the analogy here is that like 3E character design was so much more fun than what 5E is. But I will quickly state that I think 5E game chassis, the actual engine that makes 5E go, I think it's better than what 3E was. So I think in my world, like the quote unquote perfect mix of D&D versions would have the complexity and depth of character design from 3E, with the more reliable and simple mechanics of actual gameplay from 5E, with the depth of lore and imaginative subsystems and stuff that came from 3E and 2E. 2E really was the master of settings. So I would want that back, to have that level of depth back in setting development. And again, just the depth of different mechanical options that was in 3E was really unstoppable. So yeah, the campaign depth of 2E, the character depth of 5E, the simplicity of mechanics. I would say the consistency in design of 4E, and then the actual game engine of 5E. Like those across the different editions, I would say that would be my perfect blend. You know what? Honestly, I don't know if this is something that somebody has done, but it just occurred to me that 4E could be pretty cool if your actual, like, because 4E would target stats, right? It would be like make a strength check against target's constitution, and if you hit, do like a stun effect or something like that. That's essentially how 4E rolled. But everything, it was like I think it was all a basic 10 plus proficient or not, plus your stat bonus is your constitution. But I think it would be cooler. And I don't believe that, I don't know if anything exists this way, so if anyone's more knowledgeable, let me know. But I think it would be cooler if if you had everything targeting different stats on a creature or a character, but it was like the actual stat. Like, I have a 15 in Constitution, so when somebody is targeting my Constitution, then where did that come from? The number they want to hit is going to be 15. If I have an intelligence of 12, and if somebody is casting a spell at me against my intelligence, then they would make a spellcasting attack roll. And if they hit a 12 or better, then I'll fail my save. That they've successfully beguiled me with that spell effect or whatever it is. I think that would be a great way to like have like there's this big hoopla about how ability scores literally don't matter anymore. The only thing that's important is the stat, and even though you derive the stat, like the bonus or penalty, from what that die roll, what that stat roll actually is, the stat number itself very rarely matters. But I think that would be a really great way to make those numbers really actually matter. Like, if I can increase my intelligence from 12 to 13, that could make a difference for the next 4 levels, you know? Just play Palladium Fantasy. Just go play Pathfinder. Yeah, I can't get behind that. I'll never just go play another game if there's a way I think I could bend 5e to be better, because I just think 5e is just a better game engine. If it just needs tweaks, then I would rather tweak 5e and just incorporate an easy house rule than learn an entire new set of rules because I'm looking for this one thing, you know? Like, I could play 5e with players roll all dice. We already know how to do that. That was in the DMG. That was a variant rule. And I could, instead of attacking whatever their saving throw bonus is, we could just go with that stat thing I just said. And we're already done. I don't need a whole new game system to do that. I literally just changed it. So, like, that could be immediately relevant. And I could implement that right now. And it's like, hey, I'm going to attack you with this charm spell. What's your wisdom score? It's 14. Okay, cool. Well, I rolled a 15, so you are impacted. You know, that sort of thing. Immediately implementable. Take the one thing from Pathfinder. What's the one thing from Pathfinder that you would want to take? Let's merge that down. That feels really good. Saying he's right in a path. Fair enough. Fair enough. How are we sitting? 8:20. I've still got 10 minutes. Then I'm going to have to scoop myself up and start getting ready to go do my dentist journey for the day. I probably spent more time on this dude than I need to. He's so lackluster. I think it's executed well. It's just, yeah, this guy's forgettable. Your shit hair. You'll never be a hero, son. Let's clean up that mop a little bit. It's like, man, if I had the right knobby parents, I could have been an adventurer. Here I am, just holding this stupid axe. I don't know. Look at him. He's sidelong glancing at it. It's like, yeah, I have regrets. There. Give him a real mushroom head. This guy's great. Like, what's holding you back from being a hero, son? Add a little bit of a fold here. That just feels like the right thing to do. Nice. There. There we go. Chip chop chiri chiru chirom. That is feeling pretty good. Yeah, okay. So that's a peasant. I think he looks pretty good. Just saying, you described as is that's an actual Pathfinder mechanic. Oh, thank you for the spell save. Yes, got it. Oh, got it. I didn't know you actually targeted the ability score directly. That's awesome.
So there you go. Somebody else that's got a really popular game had the same idea.
Obviously, it's a good one, and I know what I'm talking about, and I'm a genius. Cheers. If Pathfinder thought it was cool, then I must be on the right path. Straightened away here. Did I need to spend an hour and a half on this guy? No, probably not.
But we did anyway.
Hey, what's up?
Haha.
Richie, thanks for hanging out, my guy. It's good to have you around. I'm really loving martial powers, man. Like everything about 2024.
Like I said, I'm iffy about whether I think it's 2024
is a great add-on for players in general, but from a design perspective, I am loving everything that Wizards introduced. It's just more levers and dials and stuff to be able to manipulate, and it is a general power creep for marshals, which is great because most of the ideas that I want to implement for marshals is power creep, but it's no more creeping than what Wizards has already come up with, so it blends well. I'm really, really happy about that. My design work, my works are better as a result of what Wizards has decided to do. So, in that sense, I could not be happier. There we go. Yeah, I like that. That's looking pretty cool. Take that fold and we'll blend it in here just a bit. There you go. That's what was missing, was cloth physics. Now that we've got a little bit of that in here, this feels much better. Much, much better. Like I said, the character being ho-hum is actually good because we want him to be forgettable, but the way that the ho-hum character is rendered, I want to be quality, and that feels much better than when we started in. So I'm content with this guy being like, I don't want this guy representing our team. But it's rendered well to be able to say that. All right, there we go. All right, cool. I am content with this guy. And with that, it's 8:27, so I'm going to go ahead and cut stream for now. This has been a lot of fun. I love working on characters like this. I love hanging out with y'all. It's been fun. I'll be back at 2, which is 5.5 hours from now. We'll jump back on and we'll keep working the fighter, and then when we finish the fighter, we'll probably we'll jump in. Yeah, we'll probably just go into the monk from the fighter. So we already finished the barbarian. We're working on the fighter. Then we'll do monk and then rogue, and then we'll go into the paladin and the ranger, and then we'll we'll update warlock for martial powers. Artificer doesn't need to change because it doesn't exist in 24. so that gets to stay the same. We'll go through the powers again, clean up the weapon ability, the random weapon and item generator, fix the monsters, lock down the magic paradigms, have sample characters, and that should be the book. Probably around 110 pages when it's done. It's possible for us to probably, so we'll have playtesting again 3 and 4 in November into December, and then 5 and 6 probably into and through January, 7 and 8 in February to March, and then 9 and 10 March to April. That's how I'm planning on proceeding, and the book should be well solid and done in by April, so we can clear all that playtesting and then push it off. At that point, we'll probably be able to just immediately push it off to an editor to get chewed on, and we'll take it from there. So I think the next playtesting we're going to do, I think I'm going to switch it up, and I liked how the Rebel Belt was going, the Ravnica Rebel Belt, but I think I want to play with just like a mega dungeon, and I think I also want to use the elemental paradigm instead of the color magic paradigm for a while. It's like having air, earth, fire, and water based characters. So we'll be figuring all that stuff out. But Dungeon's a little bit more linear. I'll be able to, I think, line up more reasons for making use of mana more in more rapid succession, and by having everybody working on a short rest, we can pace through a dungeon much more smoothly. But I think that'll just be a better experience overall. It'll be more contained. It'll be more focused, and again, it's because it's playtesting. It's more linear. And I think that linear design is. I think that's where the campaign started to choke when we were doing playtesting in 5 and 6 in the Rebel Belt, and that it was very open-ended. And I love doing open-ended sandboxes like that, but I don't think that's really benefiting playtesting the characters. It was great for me to test as a toolkit. And as a DM, I'm already confident that Ravnica Rebel Belt would make a really good toolkit for something to build, for DMs to pick up. But for the purposes of playtesting character options, I think a linear dungeon is probably going to be the best way to go. And I can sustain a linear dungeon through 8th level, potentially on 9th and 10th, but by then we might go outdoors. But anyway, this is just me thinking about the future. I'm supposed to be out, but the muse won't let me go quite yet. There we go. Okay, cool. That's yeah. I'm really happy with this now. These folds are nice. It's looking pretty. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Just blend that up into here a little bit more. This is me attempting to end the stream. Muse, baby, let me go, baby. She's like, no, you're mine. I'm like, yes, I am. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Easy enough. I might end up changing this guy's hair a little bit, but it's ridiculous, and it keeps him from being a hero. So I'm okay with it. All right, that's it for now, guys. Uchi, Rel, who else? Mr. Fantastic. Nightmare Warden. Hey, I didn't even see you slip in here, my guy. My bad. All y'all, thanks a lot for being around. Like I said, I'll be back at 2 o'clock. That'll be in about 5.5 hours. We'll mess around with the fighter subclasses. And we'll let Bob be our uncle until then. So, cheers, guys.